I'm Adam Carswell, and today I'm joined by David Jarrett. What we are doing today is a new style video. I have to say, I don't want to throw his name out there because next thing you know, he's going to get spammed and it's going to be my fault. But I know someone who's beta testing LinkedIn Live right now, and they said, hey Adam, if you want to beta test it as well, send us some footage, send us some videos that we can show to the team on LinkedIn, and we'll see if we can get you on there. So this is officially the first beta test to get into the beta testing of LinkedIn Live here in Newfoundland, Canada. Some of you may know that I'm living here right now, some of you may not. I know my LinkedIn says I live in Los Angeles, so that might confuse you a little bit. Might have to change that. This is David Jarrett though, and I met him, sorry, we're going live, right? I met David, I think last week.
Yeah, about 7-8 days ago, I think.
Yeah. I was out and about, and you know, going out at night, normally I don't plan on running into super professional people, but it's always nice when you do. I mean, as soon as I shook this guy's hand, I was like, or he even says like, we gotta get coffee next week.
Yeah.
So here we are. So anyways, David, oh, and we're at Mochanopoly, so it's a board game coffee shop, and we're gonna, like that podcast called Hot Ones, we're gonna try and do our own Hot Ones challenge here and play Connect 4 as we get to know David. So that's enough of me talking now. I should say, David, I'm flipping over to you.
All right.
I'm gonna make a move as well,
okay, and
go ahead and share with our viewers a little bit about who you are.
Awesome. So I'm originally from Carbonear, Newfoundland. I'm undefeated in Connect 4. So basically, I grew up in a small town of about 5,000-6,000 people, and I moved to St. John's, which is another small town of about 100,000 people. Went to university, and basically didn't know what I was doing. And after, I guess, 5 years of kind of failing courses and dropping courses, I finally finished with an English and sociology degree, and didn't have any idea what I was doing at all at that point. So that brought me to like 2006. So I actually followed a girl to Alberta that I was seeing at the time, and ended up getting a job as a laborer just to like make some money. I was working in nightclubs and bartending and kind of the normal thing you do in your 20s to make some money. You know, minimum wage with tips is better than minimum wage.
Yeah.
Normally.
Exactly.
So yeah, I worked on that, and over the years I gained a bunch of experience in like engineering, construction type projects, working in the field as a laborer right up through to like a human resources manager. Did some site work and remote sites and things like that, and then I moved back to Newfoundland in 2010. And I worked for a small engineering company, which grew into a larger company. I gained all my experience from working in that world again, and then I broke out on my own in 2019 this year, and started a company called Connects Personnel. So that's basically, in a nutshell, we do recruitment, like specialized recruitment for engineers, technologists, any sort of project professional that might be hired by like some of the big operator companies of the world, like your big oil and gas companies, mining companies, hydroelectric companies. They will approach me and ask for, you know, a specialized electrical engineer or an accountant with a background in, you know, subsea materials, procurement, and things like this. I will go Google most of that and find out what it means. And then I'll set out on a quest to find, you know, the top 2, 3, 4 people in Newfoundland, maybe Nova Scotia, maybe across Canada if necessary, and then if you can't find anybody, across the world. And you don't stop until you win, until you find somebody, basically.
Cool.
Yeah. Was that a lot?
No, that was perfect.
Okay.
You could keep going if you want. I will say, yeah, go ahead. And then as we're continuing here again, because we're just testing this out for the first time, we want to talk loud so you guys can hear us. I think he did a good job. We'll see what it sounds like later.
Test it out.
But you said that you followed a girl at a point in your career. I've had a similar experience, and that same experience, I can say, actually, you know, even though many people have told me don't do it,
yes,
it completely changed my life, and there's no way that, like, if I didn't do that, we wouldn't be talking right now.
Right. Your path led you to where you are, and you're in a good place. You're happy, you're working on businesses, you're successful, you're growing in different paths that you choose to grow in. So everything up to this point was not a mistake.
Right.
In my mind as well. Like, I like everyone, my family and some of my ex-girlfriends might beg to differ on my mistakes. But at the end of the day, in my mind, I think that, yeah, we're still here. We're playing Connect 4.
Playing Connect 4.
It's all right.
Yeah. And since this is going out to the world, this message, especially I'd say based on the industry that you're in, what if somebody who you would potentially want to be interviewing is watching right now? What message would you have for someone who's looking to work with you?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of the work that I do is client driven. So a client will approach me, let's just call them Acme Oil Company, and they'll approach me and they need 10 electrical designers, they need 4 electrical engineers, and they want like really great people. And there's a rate structure, like they're gonna pay good money for the right people, and they're also gonna pay, you know, good money for people that are a little more junior. However, it tends to be people with 10 and 20 years experience that I end up hiring. So my advice to anybody in that world, it's still a big career decision. They're gonna leave some permanent job for a risky project where they may only last a year or two, then they're gonna look for a job again. So some people keep their secure job, and other people roll the dice and they try to make more money. That they can make probably 100% more money. Like if they're making 6 figures, like $120,000 a year in a permanent role, some of my opportunities are $300,000 a year. So it's like 2.5, 3 times their salary. Now, they're giving up maybe a pension, they're giving up, you know, a lot of paid time off and RRSPs and stock options and things like that, and security. So if they're married, they usually have to have a conversation with their husband or their wife, and and their partner, I should say. And you know, if there's kids involved and where they are in their life, how secure they are financially. So they really need to look at what they want to do with their next 2 years and their next 5 years and the next 10 years, and plot out 2 or 3 different plans. Because even if they take a big contract and make lots of money, eventually that contract comes to an end. They may not work for 6 months. They need to save that money. You can't just be out buying BMWs and Audis and things.
Right.
That's what I did.
And no, you have to learn that
Yeah,
way, right?
I wasted money when I was a kid. When I had an opportunity, I went from like making, well, $10 an hour to making closer to like $50 an hour.
Right.
Did I save $40 an hour? No, no, I did not. I think I spent more because I was a kid and I wasn't ready for that level of financial responsibility. So I think, you know, the younger generation, I'm 36 years old, so when I say younger, I mean like, well, under
You
40.
could still maybe qualify as a millennial.
I think people still call me younger, so all my clients are usually in their 50s and 60s, so I'm the young guy. They deal with everyone who's in their ballpark normally. I'm the young guy still, but then when I meet 23, 26-year-olds, it's kind of like, they're looking at me like I'm supposed to know something, like knowledge or something. It's like, what? I'm just want to play Connect 4.
Right? Well, you're sharing it with us right now. I'm just gonna check the time here, see how we're doing. Oh wow, so we've only got about 2 more minutes.
I think
so.
This is a tight match here. I almost made a fatal flaw there a second ago.
Yeah, I saw that comment. I'm just like, oh man,
It was a setup. It was a setup.
Oh man. Well,
So I think, yeah, when I deal with people that are used to being a contractor, basically, you know, they're used to that world. They're not afraid of that world. And, you know, for them it's an easier decision because they've already had a good contract that paid a lot and they spent 4 months at home banging their head against the wall, unable to find employment. And at the end of the day, you know, they're used to that stress and it's risk versus reward, much like a business decision that you or I would make now.
exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and as an entrepreneur, you know, every day is a contract job. You're only as good as your current, you know, job you're doing for a client.
That might be a quote that we gotta.
Yeah.
As an entrepreneur, every day is a contract job. I think that's very true.
Here's
Oh,
another-
I
here's
just
another quote.
gave, there we go.
Here's another quote. Still undefeated.
That was
Good game, though.
Perfect. Good
I
game.
almost gave it to you last time, and we distracted each other. It's the mind tricks.
I don't know how I missed that one.
I was using the force the entire time. I was
Yes.
just like, there is no 4 over here.
I'm a strong believer in the force. So
But I think, you know, I try to help people
I'm listening. Yeah.
that are in the
Okay.
younger bracket as well. Like, so
Yeah.
when I say younger, I'm thinking like 22, 23, finishing university or finishing trade school, or even people that didn't go to post-secondary. That's a turbulent time in life from your 20, like when you're 20 years old until you're 30. Like it's almost like the teenage years for a lot of people again, except you're out on your own, you're trying to make money, and you're trying to find your way. And a lot of people just think about money. They don't think about like what it is they actually are good at and what they should try to do in school or should try to do for work and what's realistic. Like, I mean, I'd like to be an astronaut, but I mean, it's probably a little late now. Like, I'm 36, I don't have 20/20 vision, I don't know how to do physics properly, I'm not that great at math. I mean, astronaut?
Yeah. Connect 4.
Connect 4, professional.
There we go. We got it. Guys, thank you for watching this beta test for the beta test. I'm going to do a few more. If we can get Dave involved, we will, because I know he would be good at this too, honestly. So thank you, Dave.
Thank you very much for having me.